What's up, everybody? Matty here, and it's Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I am still recovering from the flu, so I decided to stay home today. But we are doing a interesting one today. I decided to do a stream video. This is for my niece. First I gotta take apart this computer here, and then we're gonna be putting it together in another case for her. So it should be interesting. Things are a little janky the way they're set up, but just trying to get myself the best scene here I could. Actually, let me turn off the green screen filter. For right now, we'll just turn that off. Maybe that'll make it easier to see instead of it having kind of a blur. But yeah, I'm just kind of chilling. Just kind of a relaxing, chill day today. So I'm just gonna verify everything looks good, sounds good, blah blah blah. I'll be right back. I'm not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's good. Let me do something real quick here. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and start tearing into this thing here. Shouldn't be too bad. Part of the reason this case, it's missing the bottom feet. You can see the two front bottom feet are broke. So rather than try to find feet, because it's a pain, and then a side panel, because I also need a side panel, I just had her get a new case. This isn't the greatest staircase anyway. It doesn't have any real good airflow, just on the side here. And then this cooler is just way too big. It didn't actually even fit. It sticks out past the case here. So if you look, you can see it juts out past it, which is not ever good. Don't look too bad. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect some of these peripherals here. Stator cables. Hey babe. How's it look? Look good? You have to bear with me. I don't have the best setup for this. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of flip-flop around here. Looks like he's got both these drives. Oh no, they are on separate. So Seagate Barracuda, it's a 2 terabyte. Probably a 7200 speed. Not sure. That'll be a decent game storage drive. These are always fun to get off. So there's that. Slide this back in. And then he's got a 2.5-inch drive in here. This is a Samsung 850 Evo. We're gonna need a couple screws to take off of that guy there. So we'll get it out. Slide that back in. Boot drive. Decent boot drive. 500 gigs is it's not a lot nowadays, but it's enough to get you up and running. And then from there, basically we're just gonna start with the power supply. Luckily this is a semi-modular power supply. So we got that's USB 3.0 right there. We'll get it out of the way. And we got 24-pin power here. Get it disconnected and shoved back through here. We got a front fan cable here. Disconnect that. We got the two SATA cables. These are SATA data, so these are what read to the computer. SATA cables, this one is 2 straight ends, and then the other one was a 90 on the other end of it. So 190, one regular, and then we got excuse me. Okay, we don't need your power, GPU. I pulled the GPU out already. This computer had a 1080Ti, or 1080, not Ti, for the Win card in it from EVGA. Very nice card, very capable card. Even today. And we got front IO shield, or front IO here to disconnect. And then 24-pin is going to be a nightmare on this thing. Oh boy. I may need to take the cooler off to get at it. I don't know if I can get my hand in there or not. I really don't want to take the cooler off. I'd rather not. What I can do is we'll flip it up on its head. And we'll get this power supply mostly disconnected. And I'm just doing this so you guys can see this is not how I would normally do a computer, not upside down. With the power supply about ready to fall on itself. But I am going to hold it so it won't fall. There's that guy, and then this should slide forward. disconnect that. These small cases like this can be a pain to get things in and out of. Looks like the... Oh yeah, he's got it going up because that's the only way it could go. What I can do is take the motherboard out, and then that should give me enough slack to get the... to get the 8-pin CPU disconnected. So let's do that. This didn't quite have all the screws in it. So I'm actually going to undo this one in the top corner here first. And pray that there's not one where there usually is, which is right here. Oh yes, he skipped that one. Woohoo! Alright, so we don't have to worry about that one. I'm gonna cheat. Wobbly. Alright. Alright. And bada bing! Off she comes. I've got one more screw, I believe, holding the motherboard in there. And it should come out the rest of the way. Oh no, there's a couple. There's 1, 2, 3. So there's one up here. Corner. Undo. Okay, now she's starting to get loose. And then there's one down here in the bottom. And then one here. Alright. Now it is loose enough that I should be able to if I have enough room. Might not have enough room with this power supply the way it is. Okay. There we go. He's unhooked. Alright. So now then, the fun part. Oh, this back fan cable needs to come off too. There we go. Alright, there she is. Big old huge honking cooler on this thing, man. She's massive. Massive, I tell you. Massive. It's massive. Alright. Now we can lock that down out of there, and then this guy will come free. Power supply. Woo! We did it. We need these two cables. And we need the I/O shield. Bing bong, bada bing. That's it. That's all she wrote. It does have a disk drive of some kind in it. DVD RW. Rewritable. Generally what I do with these cases like this is I strip all the screws off of them. Thumb screws. I take the fans off. Any little useful bits and pieces, like maybe even those drive sleds, might at one point come in handy for another build. You never know. But for now, I'm just gonna plop it down to the side because we're done with it. Don't need it. And instead, I'm gonna need her actual computer case. Set this over here. And I'm gonna have to grab a knife. I'll be right back while I do that. Alrighty. Not much, I know. I'm gonna grab these, put them over here as well. And yeah, so case, right? Bada boom, bada boom. Here's a beefy boy. There she is. Gotta unbox it. So you get 2 for 1 on this stream. Actually, 3 for 1. 3 for 1. PC disassemble, case unboxing, PC reassemble. If you don't like how I'm holding the knife, I don't give a crap. Go watch someone else.
Away from yourself so you don't cut your finger off. And make sure to cut away.
Case. Made in America, XX steel, stainless steel, baby. Only the best. From my dad. That's a trapper. American trapper. Okay, that's enough of the knife. Hope y'all having a good, happy Thanksgiving. Dang it. You. Darn fool. Do that. Yeah, here's the other one too. These little things, they make it nice for carrying them, but when you go to get the case out, they don't want to come out. Come on. Oh. Come on, baby. Come to daddy. It's hot in here. I'm sweaty. Anybody else sweaty? Why are they making such a pain in the butt? I've seen worse packaging. These are pretty nice foam panels. Styrofoam. I hate styrofoam. It's like the worst thing they ever made. The pain in the neck to clean up. Gets all over the place. You can't recycle it, so you end up throwing it away. It's not recyclable. No one will take this crap. They don't want this. She's excited to have it. Who is Leaper 2929? I wanted to do this a long time ago, but I got sick. And the flu sucks, so we have influenza A, which is the swine flu. They don't call it the swine flu no more, they call it influenza A, but whatever, it's the same crap. Manual, we don't need that, but she's gonna need it. Slash want it. And here we go. We have the fractal design Meshify C. I've built in this case before. It is a very nice case to build in. I've built in nicer cases, but this one, for the size that it is, and it's really nice to build in. It's got lots of cutouts for running cables and stuff like that. This comes with, looks like 2 fans pre-installed. Got one in the front, one in the rear. Tempered glass side panel. Does have a few little rubber to keep it from. Who would know she's excited to have a Alexis? Oh, Leaper, duh. Leaper, leap year. I'm sorry, sis. I should have known by the name. Leaper. My sister's a leap year baby. You're what? How old now? 8? Okay, I gotta set this down so I don't break this. Alright, let's set this over here. MF, there's some fingerprints on it. I apologize. I'll try to wipe them all off best I can. We gotta get the back panel off here. Oh, that's a thumb screw. It's not supposed to be that tight, guys. Come on. Thumb screws are made to be thumb tight, not screwdriver tight. Thumb tight. That's why they're called thumb screws. It's in the name. Got a little box of accessories. This should be like screws, maybe zip ties. So yeah, they give you a microfiber, a really flimsy microfiber cloth, but it's a microfiber nonetheless. These are hard drive screws. We got some extra standoffs in case you need some standoffs. Those are probably the motherboard screws, or these are motherboard screws. Okay, so yeah, these bigger headed ones are motherboard screws. Right here are motherboard screws. These are, you're 9. She's 9, everybody. Drive screws? Why did they give you so many drive screws? And then you get a whole 6 zip ties. We're not gonna need all of this stuff, but I am gonna get it out just in case we need it. with the exception of the cleaning cloth. We'll continue to go here. Let's see. This over here. All right. So, back of it, you can see got some nice. This is what I like about the Meshify. The cutout for the cable is recessed just a little bit on this inside right here, and then your cables come out this way. So when they come poking out, they don't come straight out, and then you have these ugly rubber fins poking out everywhere. You can also, like, if you know you're going to be taking your computer apart, like, say you're putting it together, but, you know, like in a month or two, you're going to get a new graphics card and you don't want to have everything zip tied down. These little twist ties, if you just take and you cut them however much you need, they make really good temporary ties, because you can just put your cable there and then tighten it down to wherever it needs to be, like that. And they work great for that. But I do have a bunch of zip ties that we're going to be using. Alright, so we got front cables. What I like to do is go through and find all of my cables. So here's a fan. This is the front fan cable down here in the bottom. Okay. So that one can go fairly far. It's a pretty long cable. I might rearrange where that fan is too. I don't know. What did this other case have for fans in it? It's got a white fractal fan. I really don't want to clean a fan though. I hate cleaning fans. I'm a pain. Nice, you can put your drives here. 2.5 inch. Alright, so that stuff's good for now. What we need to start doing is start getting it put together here. This fan is just directly in the middle. I wish it would have had 3 fans. But it don't. Oh well. It is what it is. Get that off of there. I'm probably gonna take this back fan off actually, just to make things easier on myself and everybody else around me, which is just me and myself and I. Alrighty, and last one. Okay, let's set her aside for right now. Sorry guys. Best screwdriver, precision screwdriver ever. I fix it. Lifetime warranty. I'm gonna take a drink of my Dr. Pepper, or my root beer, I mean. That was a good one. Alright. IO shield. First thing goes in. Oh man, this case doesn't have any of the freaking standoffs pre-installed. Okay, that plops in just like a date. That's a bummer. Now I gotta put all the standoffs in too. So they gave you a little tool. It's basically just a little socket that goes over your standoff. And then it's got a Phillips head on the other end of it, so that you can put your screwdriver on it. But I don't like using that because it falls off. So instead, what I'll use is my little socket that came with my iFixit. Alright, so we need one here. You don't want to go too tight on these because you will strip them. We need one here. And one over here. And then we need one here, I believe. Well, that don't look like it's far enough over. I think it goes in the next one. Right there. And we need one here in the back. These ones are always a nightmare to get to and tighten. And one at the bottom. Oh, see, like that one. You want to start or what? Okay, there's that one. One down here at the bottom. And then one more here. No, you guys can't really see, but it's best I can do. Okay. That should be good. All your standoffs are used. Should have cleaned it off, huh? Alright, so here's the motherboard and the CPU and the cooler. We have a MSI Z170A gaming M5 motherboard with an i7 6700K in it, which is a 6-core, or not 6-core, it's a 6th gen i7 from Intel processor. So it's, by now it's dated, right? Because they're up to 13 now. But it's still a really good processor. Especially for 1080p gaming. It's got 32 gigs of DDR4 memory. I believe it's just stock speed, but again, on Intel, doesn't really matter. It is expandable with two M.2 drives. So M.2 1, M.2 2. A lot of times when you populate those, they disable these. I think it's generally these SATA ports here that gets disabled. USB 3.0 on the side. Plenty of fan headers. Overall, MSI, they make really good motherboards. I've been using them in my computer for 4 or 5 years. So we're gonna get our screws ready. I'm gonna try to do this where you guys can see it go in. Thing to remember on these, when you put them in, you got to kind of put them in at an angle. And then you got to make sure all your ports line up at the back. Nice thing about this case is it does have a middle post to help hold it in there. So fairly easy that way. And then from there, you just start putting all your dang screws in. That's 2. Come over here to the bottom. Get one of these in the bottom here. We'll grab this top. Oh, such a nightmare. Ugh. One thing that could be better about this screwdriver is if it was longer. That one's in. Put this one in. The one above the cooler. The one below the cooler is already occupied, so we're good there. Got that middle post. There's one right here at the bottom, in the middle. And there's one right here. So there we go. That part's in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Next thing to do would be trying to think. Do I want to do Hard drives next. Probably hard drives. You want to make sure this one's fairly easy. There's no little stupid pins, but on a lot of these back plates, they're not as nice as this one, and you'll have these little tabs for each of the USBs, these little hooks. And half the time, I swear, you think you have it put in there, and then you'll notice when you're looking at it, or you try to put a USB cable in, you're like, what the heck, that won't go in there, and then you look, that's because you missed, and 2 of the tabs are in the USB port, which could short things out, but generally there's not enough voltage on them. USBs only run 5 volts, so you're generally safe that way, but sometimes you can get in trouble with it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull all these fancy cables ties out. We'll put them in later once I start cable management. Alright, so here's a fan. Front panel power LED. Hard drive LED. HD audio, which sucks. A lot of interference off of that because it's not shielded enough. Runs right next to your dang important power cables, so you get lots of noise. Ground noise is what it is. It's not grounded good. Shielded from it. These are all your front I/O. These are a pain. Let's look. Where's the cutout at? Very small cutout. So generally, I like to run these down. There's a big blob. And then up through this little bitty hole in the bottom here. What's up, Connor? You want to go over to Cassandra's? Huh? Okay, Mom, come get you. Okay, get your shoes on. That I don't know if I got them all in there. Oh, that one's like... Yeah. I hate this part. Alright. What we got? Oh no! Really? You're gonna make me look it up? Alright, I gotta look up the front panel I/O on this thing so I can get it hooked up here. see here. Accept. I want your manual. That's it. Where the heck is MSI's website? We'll do it this way. Oh, it's always hard to know which one these are, huh? Yes. I know. Okay. Bye. Which one are you? No? Hmm. Come on. What series is it under? It should be under gaming. It's not an M3. M5. About time, stupid thing. Got it. All right. Alrighty, I got it finally. Gee, Merry Christmas, what a nightmare that was. Alright, so we got JFP1 and P2. P2 I don't think we need to use. P1, okay, so... hard drive. Where's hard drive at? Power switch, hard drive, LED. 1 and 2. There's that. On these little plugins, you're not gonna be able to see it, but on the back side of them, the side that doesn't have the writing on it, there's a little arrow on the plug. That arrow is the indication that it's the positive terminal. It doesn't matter on power switch and reset switch which one goes where. You can have them reversed, because all it does is make a complete circuit when you push the power or the reset button. So it just closes the loop and then tells it to turn off or on depending on the plug that it's on the board. So that doesn't really matter. LED and hard drive LED, you do want to make sure you get those done correctly. Otherwise, you will have problems with those. The only two that I know that are actually labeled negative and positive is the power LED connectors, and they're always separate cables like this, where there's two different connectors, and they say positive and negative on them, but the rest of them are all one unit, and they are not that way. And this is 2 and 4. We go to pins 2 and 4, we plug both those in. And then we have power switch. Okay, yep. So reset switch on the bottom, power switch on the top. Alright. Now obviously you don't want to leave your cables just kind of floating around in there like that. So just grab them gently and pull them back down through the little hole. Best that you can. So that you're left with a nice, clean, barely any cables poking through. And then we're gonna hook up HD audio. HD audio always is on the left side of the board. Again, these plugs, they're pretty foolproof anymore. This is a 9 plug, or it's a 10 jack plug, whatever you want to call it. But it's got one of them blocked off, so you can only put it in one way. They're keyed, so they only go in the way that they're meant to go in. So they make it pretty darn foolproof anymore on cables. Not too hard to screw up. You can. Obviously, if you miss the line or whatever, and you have those row of pins starting here, and then you, instead of getting the first one here, you put it here, it will fit wrong that way, but for the most part, should be fairly easy to get everything hooked up the way that you want it to be hooked up. And then the only other ones we have is USB 3.0 on the front of this guy. And then all of our front panel connectors will have been hooked up. So 3.0 is this big turd here. It's like an 18 pin or something. I hate these connectors. These are the most finicky, crappy connectors to exist. Pins are so delicate. If you just barely are off, you will bend them. When I first put my computer together, I bent one of the pins, and then my front I/O wasn't working, or my front USB wasn't working. I was like, what the heck's going on? Why isn't this working? So I pulled it out and I could see, oh, there's a bent pin. So luckily I got, I don't remember what it was, small little itty bitty needle or something, and I just kind of straightened it out and then very gently put the plug back on, and it's luckily managed to work still. Still works to this day, in fact, and I've taken it out a couple times too. But this guy is gonna go pass through this grommet here, and then it's gonna plug right into there. And they are keyed too, so they will only go in one direction. And this one is gonna be tight because that goes right up to the edge of that. Okay. Just like that. That guy is plugged in, you can see. Looking pretty good so far. So I like to look to see where my fan headers are. In this case, we only have two. We have one here, and then we'll have one in the back. The back one is going to go under this header right here. There's one right here. There's 1, 2 down here. There's a third one here and a fourth one here. So I will put one here. That'll be the rear. CPU fan is already hooked up. It's got its own header labeled CPU fan header, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay. HD audio, you're so ugly with your yellow blue cables. So next step would be this fan. think I'm just gonna put it next to the 24 pin here, because you won't really notice it once that 24 pin cable is in there. And then I'm gonna take the front of this off. Nice big long dust filter on these things too. Oh, that's right, this doesn't come off the way I wanted it to. Bummer. I forgot all the cables are connected to the front of this one. So yeah, never mind. I'm gonna put that back on. Okay, never mind. Next is probably power supply or hard drives. We can do hard drives. Thinking we're putting this one here. That. What's up, babe?
What's up is everything is taking so long. Ooh, bitch.
What's taking so long?
Then
Oh. Slow, are they?
I'm really freaking like the turkey stuff. We're still waiting on the freaking. Everything else is done, so it's all cold now,
Great.
and we're waiting on the turkey.
I'm sorry. Love you. Bye.
Where's my squishy?
Huh?
Here.
Oh, you're squishy? Right there.
Use it a pillow.
Need a pillow?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alrighty, let's do hard drive. Oh, too many screws. Four screws coming up. One. Two. Three. And last but not least, four. Ta-da! They don't have to be tight, just snug. Don't He-Man them on there, you don't want to ruin anything. Just like that. And we have 3.5 inch, which I'm probably gonna end up leaving one of these out just to have more room, but we'll see. I might put it in there, we'll see. We will see. Other hard drive. Big boy. We're gonna put him in like this. Do we need to rearrange things? Never remember on these. It's always weird mounting them like this to the bottom instead of the sides. But that's what these weird looking screws are for. So they have a part of them's threaded, part of them is not specifically, so come on, focus. Oh. It'll go through the bottom, through the rubber, like that. And you want to make sure on 3.5 inch or even 2.5 inch mechanical hard drives, you use all 4 screws. Do not chintz out and only use 2. Now, if you ask, what if I don't have screws? What if it just clips into the side? That's fine, because it's got 4 points of contact. These are mechanical drives spinning at 7,200 or 5,400 RPMs, depending on the drive. They have a metal platter in there. Basically, it's like a record player. And it's got this little hand that goes back and forth that reads the platter. And the platter's about this big, about that size. Great big old huge stainless steel piece of metal. That's why it's so important to have all 4 of them screwed in. And we're putting you on the top because it's always easier to go on the top with these guys. Okay. That's that. So, we're about ready for some zip ties. What we are ready for is the power supply. So I'm gonna have to get this guy up and out of the way. Alright, what we have here for a power supply is a Thermaltake Smart 850 watt bronze. I probably should have swapped out this power supply for the one Connor had, because you don't really need that much power supply. That's a lot. But it will work nonetheless. His is smaller, but I always go fan down unless there is no dust filter on the bottom. Then you want to go fan up. Generally, if you put fan up on semi-modular power supplies, you can see how the power cables come up over on one side. That makes them generally too short to reach a lot of these runs. So it's always better if you can to do that way, and that way these cables are closest to the back side. And these are always a tight fit. Oh, you know what? That's right. This case makes it easy. I forgot about that. Yes, on the back. Come on. Again, thumb screws that are not thumb screw tight. These have a power supply bracket. I forgot about that. So it makes it easy, because then we just take and tilt down. And then all you do is put your screws in. Super easy. Power supply screws. Generally have the hex head like that. So, and there's 4 of them. And I do recommend putting all 4 of them on. Just like so. Bing. So those are in. 2 captive thumb screws makes it nice. Then you just take these. Through the side. Pull as you push. And slide her on in. There's rubber feet, which I was getting stuck on. Get these started. And all she wrote on that. Nice and easy. 2 thumb screws, put in, good to go. Power supply switch. Off, on. Okay. From here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like this. Pull that up through there. Okay. Eight pin. Generally, older motherboards only had one of these. They had a 4-pin. These split in half. Don't break them if you don't have to. Makes them a pain in the butt to put in. But you can see how short this is. But since we're on this side, we don't have to worry about it too much. So it's gonna go through this grommet here. On that side like that. For now. And then this big turd here. I don't really like how Thermaltake did that. I wish they would have wrapped this, but I think they do on their other stuff. This one, I'm gonna go find all this crap. Like so. So that we're on this side of them. And then it's gonna go through this cutout here. Okay. Slap it through there. Flip it around. So, 8-pin. Again, these are keyed. They only go on one direction. On this guy, the key, the little tab that you push on to unrelease it is on top. So, it goes just like this. There's a lot more room in this case than the other one. lot more room. Still does not make it easy. Make sure you, I kind of hold on to the back side of it and push while I do it. That way I know nothing's gonna flex and bend and break. She's on there, it's not coming off. Okay, so that's the 8-pin. 24-pin. Wish I could brighten the case up a little bit. Let me see. I don't know if that helped any or not. Not really. Again, it's keyed. It only goes one way. You can see there's a tab on this side of it that you push, and the tab goes towards the front of the case. So it goes just like this. There's also a 4-pin little disconnect off of that. So if you had an older computer that only had a 20-pin motherboard, you could still use it. And then you take the excess cable here, fold him just like that so that he's nice and tight and tidy. A sec. All right. Tilt this back up so I can hear it a little better. Maybe now you can kind of see. I know it's blue tinted, but that's just so. 24 pins connected. USB 3.0. Front panel connectors down here. Right here. HD audio. 8-pin power. There. Got our fan connected. You can see it worked out pretty good having it right there. Did use it hideout. Okay. Not a lot left. Not a lot left on this one. The biggest thing is going to be cable management. And then we got to put the GPU in. We got to put in some SATA connectors. That's it. So, speaking of SATA, what I didn't do is I didn't put my other power connectors onto my PSU. Oh well. I should have done that. That's my fault. Okay. One. Usually I do these last, but today I'm doing it different. Ah man, I really don't like this case for this scenario. Not quite enough room. Come on. Why won't you go in there? I don't know. I don't know why it was being a pain, but it was. Okay. So you can see, this is always the fun part. The big blob of mess. And these are the two I forgot. GPU and SATA power. So the one thing that is nice about this is we can kind of unplug it like so. Plug these in, as I can see on the outside. And then back in you go. Not the end of the world, I saved it. That's the only thing about modular or semi-modular power supplies, is making sure you have all your connectors plugged in before you try to do something. Before you put it in. That's good. Stick these up for now right through there. Hope there's enough room for that to reach. Alright, we'll be moving them both down here. Okay, up, and then I want to... Okay. About that. This guy, I'm gonna tuck you down. That's good to go. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Do that. I don't like that. All right. We're gonna tidy up some cables. Let me get some zip ties and some snips. Oh. All right. 6 zip ties. Can I do it in 6 zip ties? Because the other ones are behind that door and I don't want to get in there. I can't do it with 6 zip ties. I'm gonna need more. I can tell you that much. But we're gonna start with these. Gonna look weird, I know. I use fingernail clippers to clip my zip ties. The reason I do these this way is so I don't accidentally clip a wire. Especially these front IO stuff. I don't want to be clipping any of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first zip tie. I'm going to grab all these because they're coming to one direction. And I'm going to zip tie them tight. Couple spots, right? Pull all the wires down, nice and tight. You want to have a nice tight bundle like that. Okay. Then you can just clip off your tails. Okay, from the rest of that, we got a mess is what we got. What we can do with this 24 pin is, and this is why I left this bay out, but I'm going to stick it back in there because I don't want to mess with it. Typically what I do doing this is these big cables. I will take and pull them / push so I don't have all this extra on this side, and I'll tuck it down in between the power supply and the hard drive cage. Right, so it'll go right down in there. It'll be out of sight, out of mind. Okay. This 24 pin is just a nightmare to work with. I want to do the same with it, but he's stiff. Really stiff. And because it's separated, not sleeved, it's even harder. There we go. There we go. Pretty good. Okay, now then. All this stuff. It looks like a mess, I know. But it's really not. It's all just gonna kind of lay in here. Doing okay. I'm gonna cheat a little bit on this one because I know I have this that hooks in there. I'm gonna do that. And that'll help hold that down, and then from there take a zip tie. That. That's that one. The big ball of ugly. That's where these come in handy. Remember, we took these out for a reason. Less things in the way. Okay. Not the prettiest. But it's gonna work. Okay. Look at that. 2 zip ties. Perfect amount. Because now we gotta do the GPU. Arr. So GPU cables. These guys here. Like that. Okay. And we have them in the front. Right? Well, wait, we're not done because if you remember, right? I took this fan out. Again, they're keyed. They only go on one way. Got the got these little notches. You can kind of see them right there on that side. Most fan headers, 4-pin. Fans come in configurations of 2 or 3 or 4. They'll only go on one way. You gotta have those 2 little tabs lined up with the other 2 tabs, and then bing bada boom, boom, you're golden. Okay, so generally I like to have My fan's facing the same way, if there's labeling and I can see it. Go like that. Right? Which means we got a bunch of excess ugly cable to try to hide. Let me get this fan started here. Alright. Now then, let's see what the best way to hide this cable is. Come on. Stop being a stubborn turd. There we go. You can see a little bit of it, but not as bad as you know, see a big blob of it just kind of hanging out there. There we go. Nice. It's almost done. It's time for the piece de resistance. Gigabyte RX 480 8 gig. Oldie, but still a goodie. They're cheap. They work. They're getting old, like I said. I don't know if I would buy any more of them going forward. I don't know if I'd buy any 10 series unless they're 1080s or higher going forward. But they still are very capable of gaming. This is an 8 gig card, so it does have more headroom than a 4 gig. I would not buy anything with less than... I would not buy anything with 4 gigs or less. There's just... Games are just too demanding anymore. And it's just not... They just don't cut it. So, looking at this, we're gonna go into the second and third slot. Okay. There's tabs right here. Right here. When they're pushed back, they're ready for a GPU to be in. When they're up, they're locked. Okay. Push them back. Grab the card. This is a light card too. Like really light. And then we just go in. You'll hear a nice chunk. Just like that. She sits in there, nice and pretty. We take our thumb screws, which are always easier to install with a screwdriver because they're so close to the back wall. These are the only some thumb screws that are allowed to be tight because they hold your GPU in. You don't want your GPU falling out and clunking on the ground. Nice thing about this GPU, it only uses one 8-pin connector. So the other 8-pin connector we take and we zip tie it to itself. Just like this. Zip tie it to itself. Makes for a look nice, cleaner look. Clip our tail off. Again, they can only go in one way. This is an 8-pin, not a 6-pin. So this is, the way these are is a 6-pin adapter or connector with an 8-pin pigtail. Make sure the 8-pin part is on like it's supposed to. Push with authority so it clicks. tuck your cable down kind of out of the way, make it look somewhat neat. There we have it. One computer, ready to go. Of course, you want to make sure you put Windows on it and test it and blah blah blah. One thing I didn't do was do a dry run of this to make sure that it boots. I'll do it off camera. I know it's gonna boot. It ain't gonna be an issue. Back panel. Then swing her around. We can put our back panel on. You can see it was on, no problems at all. We don't have any wires in the way. Tighten the thumb screws down. Pop it back over. There you have it. She's done. I'm leaving the plastic on the side of it so she can peel it off. Also, it makes it so I don't have to worry about getting it fingerprinted. At least that side anyway. Alright, that's it. Emma, your computer is basically ready to go to you. Probably bring it over one of these days for you. And I'm gonna make sure everything works on it. So I'll plug it in, I'll run it on computer monitor, and get some stuff. I'll have to DDU the drivers on it and get the new drivers put on it and go from there. But yeah, you should be gaming here in the next couple days on it. I'm gonna download Epic and Steam to it for you, and I'll let you know if anything else, or you can let me know if there's anything else that needs downloaded to it, but get it all set up for you. That way you can just take it home, plug it in, and bam, you're good to go. So I'm gonna get off of here so I can do that. I'm not gonna do that on camera. It's boring, tedious stuff. Thanks for hanging out with me and building it. I like doing this stuff. To me, it's very relaxing and calming. A lot of people would say that's not calming. It is to me. I don't know why. Takes my brain off of things and puts it onto something that I need focus for, and it works for me. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But stuff like this where I can just focus on it, do it, bam, I'm good to go. I love it. I love doing it. I'm glad I could help you get this put together. Of course, none of this would be possible without Tyler selling it to me so cheap, because I stole the graphics card out of the one I tore apart on the stream. But yeah, so if I can get parts cheap, I can sell them. I do gotta try to get a little bit of money out of them. I don't go for very much. I think the most I've made on one was $200 profit. Most of them I make about $150 on them, if that. This last one I sold it way too cheap. Kind of hurt me on that one, but I was just kind of glad to get rid of it because I was tired of messing with it. But anyway, guys, happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had plenty of turkey, cake, pie, whatever you're eating. I am gonna get off of here and get to testing on this thing. And I'll box it all up back in the box with the plastic on it when I'm done. That way she can just take it home in the box. So, thanks for watching if you were watching. If you watch this later, well, good luck to you, because it's kind of a boring one. It's hard to see a lot of the stuff I just doing, but, it's just something I wanted to do on stream. It's Thanksgiving, and like I said, I'm getting over the flu, so. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Love you all.